Hello everyone, and today I'll be doing my own theory video on
what exactly do we do here?
like the VHS tapes for Poppy Playtime and stuff, and my own general theories on it. So basically, first of all, we'll start with the first VHS tape. So begins with them saying how the Huggy Wuggy escaped. And so, in this video, you see Huggy Wuggy escaping, and then he traveled very far away. Like, he was trying to get as far as possible. And, if we go farther in the video, we can see, hold up. Oops, I think I went a little too far. So, we can know about that, the factory is very far away from, the entire place. We also see, that Huggy Wuggy is killing everything in sight. So, what does that tell us about Huggy Wuggy? Well, that tells us that, and he also, what's the proper word of saying this? Oofs some people, so. But then, if we go farther into the video, Leaf Pierre is probably the one behind all of this, you could say. And here, if we go here, we can hear Huggy Wuggy screaming. I'll play this again, but this time with volume. Huggy Wuggy screams. And this scream sounds like, because the voice box, we know when monsters are very scared, like with mommy long legs, that they often make a scream that sounds distorted. When we defeated mommy long legs, she screamed, and it sounded sounded like disoriented. I don't know the proper word, but like it just sounded like it was not the full thing. Like it was screaming, and it's hard to explain, but like it sounded like the voice box was different. It's like glitching out, you could say. Anyway, so what does the screaming have to do with anything? Well, if they do it when they're very scared, right? Then what if the prototype is controlling them? So that makes you, because think about it. If the prototype can control things and make their pupils dilated, what if Huggy Wuggy was screaming because he finally got out of range of where the prototype can control these things? Because going back to because I saw many theories about this, not like about the screaming part, like that confused everyone, but this, it all comes together, because if you think about it, why would so if the prototype is behind everything, then it would make sense why he is instructing Huggy Wuggy to try to make, like, the reason why I think that he's attacking people and killing things is because, oofing things, is because he's trying to make everyone aware about what's happening in the factory and just to go on a rampage. Then, I forgot where in the video, but we see Huggus Wuggus. Right about, hold up. See, he's right there, and he's calm, right? What if this is like out of range, right? Because the prototype knows that somebody saw this, because if you see here, the lights are on. And what does that tell us? That tells us that Huggy Wuggy, right here, you can see his eyes, is like out of range. He's back to his docile state like he was in chapter 1. When we enter the factory, he is calm and docile. But look in this photo. He is he's calm and docile. And now we can go to the second tape. Hold up. I need to turn down the volume for this. Okay, so it says, do not continue viewing this tape. It has been tampered, right? And beginning, like, because I watched SuperHorrorbro's, like, video on it. And I also saw this Terhico. You should check out their video. It's really good, actually. Made me really think. Anyway. So, like, going into SuperHorrorbro's video, I think, and Terhico, you could see that, look, if we stop, she's moving slightly, but she is moving. Then, when the lights are on, going with the I think it was Terhico, or SuperHorrorbro, one of those, what if they're, like, telling these, things, like, why would there be, like, the statues game? Like, what's the purpose of it? If not to, you know, tell, like, because if they're turning children, these orphans, into monsters, then wouldn't it be perfect to try to teach the monsters to not to move when the lights are on or when they're visible, because if someone learned about these monsters, then they could just stop, right? But the prototype controls the monsters, and you could only do it one at a time, because we did not see the mini Huggy Wuggies, like, I don't remember the mini Huggy Wuggies having their pupils dilated. Anyway, so, that could be the reason for the statues game, right? And that, going back to one of those guys' videos, I forgot. You should check out their videos, that's honestly really good. Anyway, so, as we continue this video, it's loose. It says there's this voice saying, "Loosen the straps," right? And one thing that everyone's saying is, when you look onto one of these boxes, hold up, there's the Poppy doll right there when they start, right? They're moving her and everything. And there's the code thing from chapter 2. And anyway, pause. It says the hour of joy is at hand. The hour of joy. Okay, so going back to I forgot whose video. There's a lot. I watched a lot of videos, and I agree with a lot of theorists on this. That this writing has a meaning, and the hand represents the prototype because it's most notable for its hand. Anyway, so enjoy. If it's really Elliot Lugwood, like Matt Pat and everyone else is saying, then that means that Elliot Lugwood. Sorry, what I meant to say is, if Elliot Lugwood is the prototype, that means that he is like what the Elliot did. He created joy. He bring joy to the children. Like, that's what his plan was. Like in the VHS tape from chapter 2. If you remember in one of my videos, I don't know if yeah, I think it was in the video. Like one of my playthroughs. I didn't finish it though. Didn't get as much hype as I wanted to. So anyway, going into that, we say that the Elliot Lugwood was always trying to innovate and surprise, and he was working, right? Then it said, and how does he overcome this? Overcome this. What is this? And like, he's like, the strategy, right? What if everyone's thinking, oh, the tragedy, like that's because he experienced that, but what if someone killed one of oofed Elliot's granddaughter or child or adopted child, right? Pushing Elliot Lugwood to try to bring her back, right? Causing all the experiments, or she just died to natural. She oofed to natural causes. Anyway, that would mean that. So that would mean that maybe that's what pushed the experiments. Maybe it was a fun little project, right? But then the bigger bodies initiative. The bigger bodies initiative. I can't speak. Oh my goodness. The bigger body initiative included making giant toys and to stop people from doing all the revealing all the secrets and stuff, and to increase the workforce and to profit, because if it's giant toys, right, people won't want to come to the factory. Children will feel safe around it, specifically the orphans. But here's a big but, you could say. If children were allowed to have a tour of the factory, where were they allowed? And that brings up the question: what if some of the some of the toys are not just orphans, but some of them are kids, right, that were being mischievous and were in places they weren't supposed to. I'm just saying, right? But there's no evidence to support that, so maybe that'll be in chapter 3. Maybe, because how is it possible that a child has not tried to found any of these secrets or not? Anyway, so going back to this, there's handprints. Look, handprints on it, and Kissy Missy is looking down. But if we go a little bit more back, the Poppy thing is still there when they're starting, right? Now let's continue the tape. Hold up. Now go to this part. Look, the Poppy doll. It's dark, nothing you can see. The Poppy doll image is being tampered with because we can see it, right? So I don't think this is a prototype, because why? Because if we go into text, I agree with Terhico when he says, "Oh, this is probably the new big bad," right? Because if we go on the messages, what they say, right? If you go on the messages, hold up, messages, gonna probably show it eventually. There's handprints. Could be the prototype, but then why is it saying release the straps binding the giant? You don't really command yourself, right? It's like let's say you're hungry, right, and you want to go to a fast food restaurant, right? You're not saying to yourself, go to the fast food restaurant. Your brain is kind of like that, but it could be the prototype if it had multiple personalities. But it's more likely a new big bad. And whatever this big bad is has something that can make prints like that. Or this could have been a test for the new monster, because look, there's claw marks. Those kind of look like claw marks that the prototype could have made, right? Which, if you look in the video right here, that could be the prototype watching the other monster to do its job, to test it in a way, to see, maybe because the prototype is a very intelligent thing, probably Elliot Lugwood, so it would make sense. And so that would, but probably not the prototype. But if we look here, there's 4 fingers. The prototype has 4 fingers, but think about it. They're very skinny. It may be it very lightly grabbed Mommy Longlegs and dragged her away. So that means that this creature has more than 4 opposable thumbs. That's the real thing. So that's the end of today's theory. I hope you have a good day, and until next video, bye bye. La la la.